In 1989, the circuit was reconstructed and made considerably shorter. The circuit went from 4.9 miles long to just 2.6, making it one of the shortest circuits raced in recent years. McLaren are the constructor with the most wins on this circuit, with a total of 12 to their name. However, Ferrari are not far behind them. The circuit here at Sao Paulo is something of a throwback circuit. Built in the 1940s, it's been updated just enough over the years to meet the requirements of the FIA without destroying the track's essential character. He joins us here today at the Sao Paulo Grand Prix in Brazil. Drivers here will be tackling this 190-mile round trip with 71 laps of this iconic circuit. Sea level, and although the thinner oxygen reduces drag, it results in 13% loss of engine power. The Brazilian Grand Prix of 1994 was the last time any World Championship F1 race was won. Tracks essential character. Both Pierre Gasly and Carlos Sainz recorded the first ever F1 podium finishes for the 2019 Grand Prix. The last time two drivers with the first podium finish in the same race was back in to the race leader. This means doing well in qualifying is not guaranteed coming out. Fernando Alonso has never taken victory in Brazil, yet the Spaniard has made the podium on 8 occasions, more than any of the top drivers. Schumacher, who stood on the podium 10 of one of the closest title battles in F1 history. When winning his third World Championship in 1991, having been scheduled as the season finale of 2004, a number of F1 drivers have been crowned World Champions.
Can you hear me? Anybody? I had it on mute for the entire 12 minutes. If you guys could hear me now, oh my gosh, I do apologize about that. Apparently I was on mute. Anyway, at least I was able to keep up with the action a little bit as Major Castleman goes 107.9 for a provisional pole, putting it in P1. Potty right now is in P2, Red Devil in P3, Williams, his teammate, no pucks given, in P4. Just Jose is currently P5, QRL Ramon P6, Orlando P7, Johnny Damon P8, Camden Bauer P9, and BK rounding out the top 10. That is the top 10 currently as we approach just under 7 minutes left here in quali. And no, it's literally only me in the booth there, Rob. I'm used to that, so that doesn't bother me much. As QRL Ramon, oh, Red Devil with a 107.9 as well. QRL Ramon to the line. He's going to be next to see what he's got for a lap. 107.9 puts it P3. Very nice from the Alpine driver. See who else is on a lap here. I think, yeah, BK is going to be coming into the pits. AM2 champion. Electric Blade. May or may not be on a lap. We'll see what his time split is in the first sector here. He is a 10th faster as he goes past Decina del Lago, going into the midfield or the infield section. Very tight, twisty, technical section of the course here. Excuse me, I do apologize. Very easy to invalidate there. It looked like he was off the track, but kept it valid, so he's going to continue on through the next hairpin here and heading into Jonesau now, the end of sector 2. Let's see what Electric Blade is going to be. Almost 4/10 up on his time. All he's got to deal with now is just the DRS detection point, DRS zone, and the finish line. We'll see what Electric Blade puts up. And Electric's gonna go 108.6, puts him still P11. He betters his time, but not his position. So he's gonna be looking to get a little further up the field, potentially. Everybody's kind of just sitting in pit row right now, with under 5 minutes to go. Techie Corgi is gonna be on his, I would assume to be his final lap. We'll get on board here with the Alpine driver as he heads through the Senna S. DRS detection point, the first one. Curva del Sol, DRS zone will be right at the end of the corner here. Down to the Retro Pasta we go, into the end of Sector 1. Techie Corgi with a 17.2 as he goes into Decina del Lago. Keeps it nice and tight, using all the track there. And then the very tight, twisty infield section. Very easy to lose the back end here on that corner, and this corner coming up. This next corner, the downhill left off camber, very easy to get off the throttle and lose the back end here as well. And imagine when Ayrton Senna did this in the rain and he won. He did that all in 6th gear, by the way. Sector 2, 52.5, Jonesau now the final corner as he rounds 13, heading up toward 14 and 15. The uphill double left. Hits the DRS detection point, DRS zone coming up right now, and the Alpine driver is going to hit the line. Techie Corgi is going to have a 109.8, puts him last of the running guys currently. Potty is going to be the one that goes out on a lap. He might be double outlapping here, because I just saw him just weaving down the start-finish straight into the Senna S. His teammate for the night, Orlando, who just finished AM2 championship in second last night, he's going to be out on this final lap, as well as Jay Supreme in the Alfa Romeo. He's actually heading toward Jonesau now, and we shall see what he does, if he's going to go out for another lap. He doesn't look like he's going up the speed, so he might be double outlapping himself. Or he's going to double outlap, so he's just going to go around one more time, make sure his tires are all ready to go. Everyone by now should be getting ready to go out on their final laps here at Interlagos. Potty will be, he'll be coming to the line to start his final lap. Orlando heading down Curva del Sol right now. Into the Retro Pasta we go. He's got 3 cars ahead of him. Hopefully they move out of the way. One has already. He is marginally up on his time, heading toward the infield section to Sector 2. He's going to have to deal with some traffic on the outside here. The Red Bull lets him through. The Aston Martin there is ahead. He's going to have to yield it, and he does just before the corner. So Orlando now has clean track ahead of him. We'll see what his Sector 2 time is going to be. And as we head through the hairpins of 10 and 11, now heading downhill toward turn 12, heading toward June South turn 13, he is almost 2/10 up. So he's going to keep it nice and tidy on the curve there. All he's got to do is hit 14 and 15, the double left. DRS detection point, DRS zone hits now. Orlando to the line. Let's see what he's going to set. 1080, he goes P4. Second row of the grid for the McLaren driver. Nice little lap by him. Potty's going to be next across the line. We'll see what he's got. I didn't catch any of his times. Potty goes... No, he does not improve. He actually dropped a second. QRL Ramon is starting his lap now. All these guys that are on out laps. Major Castleman, Just Jose, no pucks, just crossed the line. He's going to have his final lap. Just Jose is about to hit the line. BK is hitting the line. He's going to be the last one by the looks of it. And he does hit the line with just a little over 20 seconds to go, but I do believe Techie Corgi is going to be sitting in P14. He's the only one not on track that's currently active in the session right now. Let's see what BK does. He's 6/10 up on his time as he heads down the Retro Pasto into Decina del Lago. The Red Bull driver here, P7 in the standings in AM1. Great debut season for him in AM1, the two-time AM3 champion. As he heads through the technical infield here at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pacha. Ooh, a little bit of a tank slapper. QRL Ramon, 107.8. Red Devil does not better his time, so he's at best P2. Some of these guys are coming to the line already, but I've been staying with BK. He lost a lot of time. Wow, okay. I do apologize, BK. Commentators curse. Just Jose is going to hit the line now. What's his time going to be? He goes P4 with a 107.9. 4 drivers into the 107s. No pucks, 108 flat. Orlando's literally 400s behind him. That is qualifying over. QRL Ramon for the finale in Season 13 is on pole. Major Castleman's in P2. Red Devil in P3 for Williams. Just Jose is in P4. No Pucks is in P5. Orlando's 6th. Potty in 7th. BK is in 8th. Johnny Damon 9th. Cameron Bauer, which is actually COS Mindset. He rounds out the top 10. Electric Blade, and he knows the inside joke. Ha 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 ha. In P11. Sean Boy in P12. J Supreme P13. And we'll go down the rest of the order momentarily here, as we get ready for the finale here in Brazil. Alright, as I've already mentioned, Ramon, Castleman, Red Devil, Just Jose, No Pucks, Orlando, Potty, BK, Johnny Damon, Mindset, Electric Blade, Sean Boy, J Supreme P13, Techie Corgi P14, Jan in P15 didn't set a lap, Fluffy didn't set a lap in P16, G Boone disqualified in the session. I'm assuming the AM1 champion is going to attempt to do a last or first challenge. As we just wait the 20 seconds for everybody to either ready up or just the timer to go off. Predictions always welcome in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 1 second while I take a sip of my drink. I've had a cough for the last week, so I do apologize ahead of time. Yeah, that top 4, top 5 is actually whoa. Well, Monsoon. This be interesting now. Oh, geez. This is going to get very interesting. Make sure everybody has the right setups, hopefully. We shall see. Predictions in the chat. As always, outlook on, preview your thoughts, feelings about the F1 24, which will be released next week. Thoughts and about the race this week in Monaco. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go. QRL Ramon getting off to a somewhat tentative start there as Major Castleman on the inside. We got some action from the Williams and Just Jose down there. Whoa, we got some chaos in the back here. We have a Williams off of no pucks. We have an Aston Martin of Johnny Damon off. Excuse me. Mindset off at Curva del Sol even. My goodness. A lot of chaos in the middle part of the pack and toward the back here. As it looks like everybody's on the intermediate tire here. Sean Boy's up into 9th. Red Devil all the way down into 10th right now. As this mid-pack is absolutely bonkers. We have more chaos here. As Potty and BK come together in the midfield, in the infield there. The Red Bull's not going to be looking too happy about that. And G-Boon already into 8th from last on the grid, P17. Just keeping his nose clean, already into P8. Electric Blade up into 7th as well, as we are now rounding to June South for the first time. Major Castleman is in front by a 2.25 seconds by QRL Ramon. Just Jose's in 3rd, Orlando's in P4. Jan is in P5, Red Devil's in 6th, Electric Blade's in 7th, G-Boon in 8th, Techie Corgi 9th, J Supreme rounding out the top 10. Excuse me. Fluffy and Johnny Damon 11th and the 12th. No pucks on the attempting to make a move on the inside, going into the Senna S. Thinks twice of it. Sean Boy back there in P14. Potty is in 15th. BK and Mindset round out the field. Mindset was almost beached in Curva del Sol. As Major Castleman already up 2.5 seconds. So as we take a look at that, we're going to take the look at the battle for 3rd as Orlando on the outside of QRL Ramon takes himself into the podium places. P3, kind of similar to what happened to him last night. Unfortunately, P3 wouldn't have been enough to win the AM2 championship. But right now, Orlando showing his pace of why he probably, honestly, could have been in AM1. Up there in P3. He's had very good reserve moments in AM1 this season. QRL Ramon is falling a little bit back. He's now a second, almost 2 seconds off. Actually, no, he is a second off. That's Jan. That's almost 2 seconds off of him in P5. Electric Blade is going to be all over the back of Red Devil momentarily. He's only a 0.5 second back. Nice and easy as the Haas driver going through the Senna S and the Curva del Sol. You want to be very, very delicate on the throttle around Curva del Sol, especially in the rain. Very, very easy to overcook it and just lose the back end and round shall go. Through the field here, we're going to go down the field a little bit. Fluffy is still in P10. Johnny Damon, since we last saw him, lost contact with his teammate and got overtaken by J Supreme. So Johnny Damon's now in P12. No Pucks is in P13. I don't know. Did I just see that he has... Yeah, he does not have a side an end plate there. So No Pucks is already at a disadvantage to begin with. Potty seems to be intact. Shamboy and BK, the Red Bulls, 16th, 17th, they're together. Mindset's about a 1.5 seconds off of that. But out front here, as we approach lap 4, Major Castleman almost 4 seconds ahead already of Just Jose in P2. Orlando's all over him, making the move on the inside. Orlando in the P2, just before the breaking point of the Senna S. Just Jose try to make an attempt on the outside, does not get the move done. Orlando in the P2. Nice move by the McLaren. As he heads down the Retro Pasto now, he's already gapped Just Jose by a 0.5 second. So those top 3 are kind of distancing themselves from the field. Jan's almost 3 seconds back. QRL, Ramon, and Red Devil. This is going to be the big battle on track from what I'm looking at. P4 through P7, P8 are separated by 2/10 here, 8/10 there. Again, I do apologize for the cough, but having sickness in the house wasn't exactly the greatest week, let me tell you. Red Devil, Electric Blade, G-Boon, the AM2 and the AM1 champion respectively, nose to tail by a half a second. This would normally be a DRS train, but it's just sopping wet weather. Not enough for wets, obviously, but it's just treacherous. As Fluffy making a move on Techie Corgi into P9. I wonder if Techie Corgi had a incident in Junsao. BK and J Supreme battling for P14, but J Supreme is actually into the pit, so that's not really a battle. I do apologize for the miss there. J Supreme retires from the session in the pit lane. Not exactly the way you wanted to end the season there, unfortunately for J Supreme. But the story right now is Major Castleman almost 4.5 seconds up on Orlando in P2, who's gapped Just Jose by almost 2 seconds in his own right. QRL Ramon retired. Oh my God, I think that's a safety car. Where did QRL Ramon retire there? Oh my goodness. I see a yellow dot on the screen, so I'm going to assume the safety car is out. Yes, that's a good thing to note. With Mindset currently out of the points, as it sits right now is BK. Oh my gosh, we have BK and Mindset, I believe, with both drive-through penalties. We have a safety car. All that work Major Castleman did has now gone in complete and utter chaos and mush. But as Havoc said in the chat, as it sits right now, Ferrari will take the Constructors' title by 4 points currently. Actually, make that 6 now, if everything sits the way it is. G-Boon up in the 6th already as well. That's from P17 on the grid. That is absolutely a bonkers drive through 6 laps. I'm not surprised the back end of the pack. Jan is actually pitted, boxed for new intermediates, I would assume, yes. No Puck's getting a new wing. BK and Mindset also pitting as well. No Pucks with the new wing is going to come out behind these guys. But I do believe, yeah, they both had drive-thrus. So they got caught speeding under the safety car. They're going to have to hope for another safety car. With the wet weather here at Interlagos, it's more than likely going to be a possibility. But these two are going to need some help. We go up to the front of the field here. Major Castleman had almost a 5-second lead going in. And now with the safety car completely evaporated, brings everybody back in. And the one thing that safety cars bring, especially in the rain, is more safety cars. So I'll be curious to see what that will do. While we have a moment, though, safety car topic. Obviously, we have Memorial Day weekend this weekend, so 3 races as far as the world of motorsport are concerned. First will be the Monaco Grand Prix. For us here in the East Coast, that's like 7:30 in the morning. Then we have the Indy 500 and then the Coke 600 for the NASCAR folks here. So a long of motorsport coming to you this weekend. Then next week, the F124 game will release. Those who have it on pre-order, I believe it releases Tuesday. The rest of everybody else, it releases Friday. So for the next week as well, just keep your eyes peeled. Also, with the new game, will be a new season here in Contest of Speed, Season 14. Those who are interested in signing up for Season 14 will get all the announcements out probably within the next few days, as far as when we're going to start, how many races we're going to do, and scheduling and whatnot. Those who also are interested in the server in general could always welcome to the Discord chat. We definitely would love to have you in the community, as the safety car will be in this lap just to finish everything off. 4 EU tiers, 3 AM tiers. We're looking to expand into a 5th EU and a 4th AM from my recollections and knowledge. So that'll be exciting for Season 14, new game. Hopefully we can get some more people. And Havoc on the ball, dropping the Discord link in the chat. Thank you very much, sir. Major Castleman crawling here. And I mean crawling. The baby in my house could probably crawl a little faster than that. And then now he takes off. The Ferrari jumps out. Catches Orlando napping a little bit. But No Pucks gets a 5-second with a collision with Mindset there. And looks like they're all... Well, I don't know if... Will that penalty serve? I guess we're going to find out. As Mindset's going to come out of the pits. We'll see if that penalty, that drive-through penalty, is going to be able to get cleared. I thought it could take a lap or so. You have to be out for a lap and then come in. But Major Castleman already out to a second lead. Just Jose is in P3. He's a little bit off the... about a half a second off of Orlando in P2. And yeah, Mindset with a big brain play. Went green. He has the drive-through taken care of. So that was a brilliant move by Mindset there. Red Devil in P4. Electric Blade in P5. G-Boon in P6. All over the back of the Haas. Fluffy's in P7. Teggy Corgi in P8. Johnny Damon back into the points in P9. Potty rounding out the top 10 with BK right behind him. But he has to serve that drive-through. And speaking of serving that drive-through, BK is serving it currently now. So he's going to be out of commission. Oh my God, 5 seconds for BK. It's just going from bad to worse for the Red Bull. As we got some nip and tuck action here, heading down the Retro Pasta. This is the battle for P4, 5, 6, 7 it looks like. Red Devil, Electric, G-Boon, and Fluffy all nose to tail here. Red Devil right now with a half a second lead over the trio. Electric Blade looking to keep it, keeping the pressure on that Williams ahead of him. We'll see what the Haas does, go down the field a little bit as Techie Corgi, or no, Fluffy looking to make a move on G-Boon. That was a little bit of a weird place to do it. I wasn't expecting that move. Bad camera angles Brazil's giving me today. Holy moly. But Fluffy on the exit of Jun Sao. G-Boon with just a little bit of a better traction out of the corner. Might have the straight line speed. He's going to hold on to P6 for the time being. Major Castleman 118.2 sets the fastest lap of the race. Go down here a little bit. Potty, Jan, Johnny Damon. This is the battle I'm looking at right now. This is for P9. Johnny Damon and Potty and Jan literally 0.7 of a second apart, as Mindset 117.8 sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix on those fresh intermediate tires. The only penalty now on the table, I believe, is BK's 5-second penalty. Yeah, Mindset definitely did. No Puck 17-1. I don't know. The track might be getting faster and faster. We'll see what Major Castleman puts to the line here when he crosses the line next. Just Jose sitting in P3. He's going to be under attack by not only Red Devil, Electric Blade still behind him, G-Boon's still behind that, and Fluffy is all over the gearbox as well. Battle for the podium is truly well and on as Major Castleman and Orlando have kind of checked out from everybody. Let's see what Major Castleman does to the line. He does not set a fast lap, which is kind of shocking. I expected him to get there a little. As the times were dropping, I expected him to get into the 16s, but that is not the case. Electric Blade here, battling with G-Boon for P5. He's starting to lose a little bit of time to Red Devil, but G-Boon on the inside, going into the Decina del Lago, makes the overtake stick on Electric Blade. The Ferrari up in the P5. Nice move by the Ferrari of G-Boon. As Electric Blade and Fluffy looked like that was a potential attempt from the Aston Martin, but he wisely backed out of it. Now Electric may be better served to sit behind G-Boon and see if he could go with him as he attacks the Williams of Red Devil next. But G-Boon's making a heck of a drive. He started P17. By the end of the first lap, he was already up into P8, and he just steadily climbed now into the top 5. Electric Blade and Fluffy. Here comes the move from Fluffy on the outside, down the front straight. Fluffy's going to make it work, make it stick even before the Senna S. Into P6. Electric Blade losing 2 positions that lap, drops down to P7. He's going to fall into the clutches of Techie Corgi momentarily as Johnny Damon and Jan have a little bit of it together in the Senna S there. Those guys battling for P9 and P10 as Potty's literally sitting a second and a quarter back of that. So any slip up from those guys, Potty will find himself into the points. As Potty, no, as soon as I said that, Potty, 3-second time penalty. Commentators curse coming to fruition there. He could be cursing me out later in the AM1 chat, ladies and gentlemen. Revisiting the battle for the lead here actually has gotten to be a battle for the lead. Major Castleman is now inside of Orlando's inside of a second of Major Castleman. Made a heck of a ton of ground there. Did Orlando. But Major Castleman, 2/10 in Jun Sao alone. Gonna hold on to the lead for the time being. He's now just over a second. But Just Jose falling into the clutches of Red Devil and G-Boon here. This is the last podium position. 3, 4, 5, and 6 is in the background of Fluffy as Electric Blade's falling off this quartet here. Off into the distance as Mindset 16.8. This track might be getting a little bit faster. Just a little bit. Potty into the pits. Serving, it looks like he's serving his 5, or his, well, oh no, he didn't have a. He doesn't have the 5 seconds. VK has the 5 seconds. I do apologize. Red Devil all over the back of Jose. Trying to apply the pressure. The Ferrari is also trying to apply the pressure to the Williams in front of him. Fluffy has now officially joined the battle. This quartet is now battling for positions 3, 4, 5, and 6. A little further down, Electric Blade has Jan for company, and a little bit further back than that is Techie Corgi. Right now, Electric Blade staring at the prospect of dropping all the way down to P10 by the time that is all said and done. Meanwhile, the battle for P3 is well and truly on as these 4 are literally separated by what looks to be about 3 seconds. Jan making the move on Electric Blade way before the corner of the set of S. So Jan is in 7th. Electric Blade moves down to 8th. Mindset overtakes Shamboy for P11. G-Boon thought about making a move, but stuck it behind. Red Devil, same thing. Just Jose is doing just enough as DRS is enabled now. So the track is been getting faster. Dryline is now looked like it's formed up a little bit. It might be a little too soon for the slicks, but it has stopped raining. This will get very, very intense, very, very interesting as the crossover point comes closer and closer now. It might be time within the next lap or so. Positions are going to change on when everybody pits, so we'll see what everybody does. Major Castleman's going to stay out one more lap. Orlando, same thing. Jose looks like he is diving into the pits as Jose is going to get off those tires. Red Devil is going to take P3. Just Jose, G-Boon, Fluffy, Jan, Electric Blade, all pitting. Right now, your reshuffled top 5. Castleman, Orlando, Red Devil in P3, Techie Corgi P4, Johnny Damon in P5. As everybody else behind, Jose, Boone, Fluffy, Jan, Electric Blade, Mindset, Sean Boy, BK, all have pitted for what looks to be slick tires. Mediums for Jose. Looks like hards for G-Boone? Potty already onto the mediums. Yeah, hards for G-Boone. Actually, we'll just take a look at it. Top 5 all in intermediate tires. Just Jose, mediums, or intermediates. Jose on the mediums, G-Bone on the hards, Fluffy on the mediums, Jan on electric on the hards, Potty all the way down the BK on the mediums, No Puck on the hards. It's going to be when those front 5 pit off of those intermediate tires. We'll see what kind of advantage they get, or disadvantage those 5 get. Just Jose may be in the catbird seat here. Castleman and Orlando are into the pits, so we'll see. Orlando, oh, that's costly. The 5 seconds is costly. Red Devil getting into the pits. Johnny Damon into the pits. Techie Corgi also into the pits. Johnny Damon 5 seconds for speeding. Just Jose, this is going to be where Just Jose potentially may take the lead of the Grand Prix. We'll see what happens here. Just Jose into the Senna S. No, he's going to be a little too far back. Oh my God! Red Devil! I think that was Red Devil. That hit. Oh, I have no idea, but it looked like there was a car that went off and got wing damage in the pits. Major Castleman, 2 seconds. Wow. He gained a second on Orlando there in the pit stop sequence. Just Jose gained a little bit of time, but not a whole heck of a lot. G-Boone's the big winner out of the pit stop sequence. He bumps up into P4. And if I've been saying electric entree instead of electric blade all night, have I? I just kind of realized that. With G-Boone has Fluffy for company, and that's for P4. Jan is about a second back of that. They're all within a DRS of each other, so that's going to be a battle contested very, very shortly. Jose with a 13.4, 13.3 by Fluffy sets the fastest time on the medium compound tire. Orlando is gaining a little bit of time on Major Castleman here. He's now inside of 2 seconds, but Jose is still 2 seconds back of those two. Fluffy making the overtake into Decino Delago on G-Boone. Fluffy in the P4, the Ferrari still in the top 5, but he's got Jan for company behind him. Electric Blade keeping it in P7. Nice drive from the Haas so far. Johnny Damon's in P8 pending the penalty. Techie Corgi in P9 and Potty running up the top 10. And yeah, that was Red Devil. That definitely had a to-do in the pit lane, because he is now on a fresh set of medium compound tires. He has just got out of the pit lane. He is now the last running guy on track. He's going to need a safety car. BK, No Pucks, needs a safety car to get back into it. So those three are going to be looking for potential trouble to start brewing. Orlando with a 11.9 sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but he's on the soft compound tire. He's expecting it. He's going to have to expect another safety car, because there's no way those softs are going to go 18 laps. Not a chance, unfortunately for him. I know he's decent on tire wear, but I don't think he can pull that one off. Jan getting 3 seconds. Now that the track's dried up a little bit, this is going to be where penalties aplenty are probably going to come into play. Orlando's still within 2 seconds. He's gapped another second to Just Jose. That's for P3. Fluffy, G Boone, and Jan, P4, P5, P6 are still all nose to tail. The beneficiary, as of right now, I would say is G Boone. He's the second car in line. He's got a guy with a penalty behind him. All he's going to have to do is just either sit behind Fluffy and force him into a mistake, or just use him to try to get up to Jose and potentially try to get to a podium. Orlando 1:11.1. Gains another 2 seconds as G Boone. We'll see if Fluffy and G Boone work together here to try to catch up to Jose. He's 2.5 seconds up the road. We'll see what these two do. Fluffy's going to have DRS on G Boone. G Boone has no battery left. Absolutely no battery left compared to Fluffy there, but no, Fluffy stays behind. G Boone is now within 2 seconds, 2.1 to be exact, of Just Jose, who's fallen off a little bit more from Orlando. He is now approaching 4 seconds. Red Devil sets the fastest lap with a 1:10.5, the first person into the 10s tonight. Johnny Damon and Electric Blade battling for P7 on track here. Electric has the advantage of Johnny Damon's penalty ahead of him. Also, Jan's penalty as well. So if they could get up to each other, Electric Blade can potentially get into 6th place as it sits. Techie Gorgie sitting in 9th. With Potty on a penalty right behind him. Cost Mindset is also there as well. He's a beneficiary of not having a penalty. So as it sits right now, Potty will get knocked out of the points. Then you have Mindset right behind that. Sean Boy, No Pucks, BK, Red Devil, Red Bull Williams, Red Bull Williams, Red Bull Williams. Blah, blah, blah. I say that 5 times fast. Lap 20 here in the Brazilian Grand Prix, as Orlando has now caught up within a DRS detection of Major Castleman. That McLaren driver is definitely fast in a straight line. He has been all season. Havoc is my statistician at the moment. Statistician. I think that's what it's called. Right now, as it sits, 21 seconds to the good for Ferrari with the P1, P4, but that looks like it's going to be under threat here as Orlando opens up the DRS detection. He's all over the back end of Major Castleman, going into the Senna S. He's going to be looking to make the move. Curva del Sol's coming up next. Retro Paso and Destino del Lago now coming up now as well. We'll see what the McLaren does. He's going to sit behind him. He's going to stay back for one more lap, it looks like. As Major Castleman still maintains the lead. Lap 21. He looked so quick in the wet, but once it turned over into the dries, Orlando came up and started to shine here. Just Jose is holding onto a podium. Fluffy's still 2 seconds behind him. G Boone and Jan, these three are still battling for P4. Fluffy's trying like ever to get away from G Boone, but G Boone's doing just enough to stay there, bringing Jan with him. 4 seconds back of that, Electric Blade, or Johnny Damon rather. Electric Blade almost 2.5 seconds back in P8. Techie Corgi P9, Cost Mindset now into P10 with Potty in P11, Sean Boy in 12th. No Pucks, BK, Red Devil rounding out the field. So as we go up to the front end of the field here, down the Retro Pasto again into Destino del Lago, we have Orlando still hanging tight behind. Major Castleman, he might be playing mind games, hopefully trying to get Major Castleman into a mistake. Orlando, in order to attempt to win this Grand Prix, is going to need to overtake him and get him by 3 seconds in order to have a chance. We'll see what the McLaren decides to do as we head down the front straight next time by. G Boone is now ahead of Fluffy, by the way. I did not see that one. So G Boone and Fluffy may potentially work together to try to get the Just Jose, who's just now 2 seconds off the road, revisiting battle for the lead here. The McLaren of Orlando, Major Castleman in the Ferrari, he's still hanging tight. He might be conserving ERS, but that's also doing the same thing for the Ferrari of Major Castleman. Fluffy retakes the position of G Boone. Fluffy back into P4. As it sits right now, Fluffy and G Boone on the penalty front will get Just Jose, but G Boone and Fluffy battling it out here. Fluffy has no battery left. G Boone and Jan are all over the back of that as well. So one mistake by the Aston Martin, two drivers are going to capitalize on it. Red Devil overtaking BK down the front straightaway. That's for P14. The Williams driver of Red Devil, who looked solid at the offset of this race, is now going to be battling for the lower end of the classified finishers here. Unless a safety car comes out. There is 14 laps, so it is possible that a safety car can come out, depending on who and where. Orlando's still sitting behind the Ferrari. Like I said, as the laps click by, the pressure is going to mount for Orlando to attempt to make a move. The more he doesn't make a move, it's going to benefit the Ferrari, because that's just less time Orlando's going to have to try to brake. But again, those soft compound tires of Orlando are going to come into play, as everybody else is on mediums or hards. I believe Orlando might be the only one. Yes, Orlando's the only one on the soft compound tires. Honestly, out of that tire graphic, I think I'd rather even Potty's 11-lap-old mediums over those 8-lap-old softs at this point in juncture time. G Boone and Jan and Fluffy. Jan actually overtook Fluffy. Didn't see that either. Those three are starting to close in a little bit. G Boone within a second and a half of Just Jose in P3. Orlando's going to need to do something. He's either going to need to go on to another set of softs or hope and pray for another safety car to save him, because, again, I don't see those softs making it. I truly don't, unfortunately for him. If he proves me wrong, then kudos to him. Speaking of which, Orlando attempted the move. He's on the outside, heading into the... and makes the move stick. Orlando into the lead. As we have a yellow in Sector 3. That's BK out of Jun Sao. Can't even say it right. Getting back on track now, and he is up and running again, but Orlando now in the lead. But Major Castleman, again, has the advantage of the fact that Orlando is on the soft compound tire, and the 3-second time penalty also will be in play. Major Castleman has DRS going down the front straight now. He's going to definitely do what Orlando did to him, and No Pucks gets another 3-second time penalty. Just Jose now, wow. G Boone, a second and a quarter now. Gained 0.2 of a second there on Just Jose. Giving me bad camera angles tonight for some reason. But Orlando maintaining the lead through Decino Del Lago for the 26th time. Major Castleman now is still in P2, 0.3 of a second back. G Boone and Jan and Fluffy all within now just hit a second of Just Jose. So now Just Jose is in major danger. Major danger. I just rhymed. Sorry. When you're a parent, you'll understand when you make simple things like that work. But the story now turns to the podium positions. Just Jose is now going to be under threat from the Ferrari, from the AlphaTauri, from the Aston Martin, all behind him. Major Castleman, Orlando does finally go into the pits. 10 laps to go. Orlando forfeiting the, well, actually was the lead, technically. Drops all the way down the P6, P7 after the P7, P8. Orlando's going to drop all the way down the grid. Orlando down the P8, P9. We have a yellow in sector 1. Was that Johnny Damon? Yeah, it might have been Johnny Damon. Out of Curva del Sol there. Electric Blade is going to be all over the back of that one coming up next. But Orlando dropping from the lead all the way down the P9. He is now relinquished contention for the win. And with the Ferraris now being 1-2, G. Boone did make the overtake on Just Jose. Just Jose is now going to be struggling to stay onto the podium. Fluffy is the big beneficiary here. Jan, to maintain the chance for a podium, is going to need to pass Jose and then try to gap Fluffy, but we will see. But G. Boone, 7 seconds of back off of Major Castleman. The Ferraris 1-2 will seal the constructors, no question about it. If my statisticians in the chat work in the numbers, what is 43 points, I believe, currently, as we have a Red Bull off again. That looks like it's BK. Let's see who has the fastest lap. Fastest lap is Red Devil, so there is nothing there. Just Jose, 8 seconds in penalties. Jan, 3 seconds. Johnny Damon with 5. No Pucks with 3. Potty with 3. BK is just having a to-do with that tonight as well. He's 23 seconds off the back. Just struggling here tonight. 33 points right now will be the flip. 10 points going in was the deficit. Will turn into a 33-point AM1 Constructors victory as it sits right now with the 1-2. But Jan, Fluffy, G. Boone's actually sitting in the catbird seat. He doesn't have to push. He doesn't really need to do anything. His only worry is Fluffy, 2 positions behind. But G. Boone does not have battery, as Orlando, 109.6, sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Stealing the fastest lap, making it even worse. BK's lucky rabbit's foot. Electric Entree remembers what that is. OG AM3 people would know that one very, very well. Lap 29 here, as Major Castleman is basically on a Sunday drive. He has BK in front of him as lap traffic. But yeah, that lucky rabbit's foot, that was up BK's hindquarters in AM3. Unfortunately, tonight hasn't surfaced in AM1. Sorry, BK, love you, brother, but sorry, I had to make the joke. But the story now is going to be for the podium as Orlando passes Electric Blade for P7. Excuse me. And Electric's down. Electric loses 2 positions. This battle for the midfield. There's 4 cars here. Johnny Damon, Orlando, Techie, Corgi, and Electric all within 1 second of each other. Oh my God, Orlando making the move on Johnny up in the P6. Techie, Corgi right behind them. Oh my goodness. Electric off the back a little bit, but these 3 are battling for P6. Contact. Orlando, oh my God, I caught that on stream. And it's a late safety car. Oh my God. What just happened? What on earth just happened? All I see is Orlando just vroom, into the wall. So Major Castleman now is going to be on for pitting for soft compound tires. BK gets massively saved. And I mean saved. He is not going to go a lap down. He's going to go back and reassume P14 at the back end of the pack. At this point, you're all going to be pitting for, I would assume, is going to be soft compound tires at this point. Maddie, I don't know. I don't know. But everybody's going to be on the soft compound tires now. The double stack actually hurt Ferrari a little bit. G-Boone ended up losing the position to Jan. So right now it's Ferrari, AlphaTauri, Ferrari. Fluffy's in P4. Jose drops down into P5. We'll see what penalties are now applied. It's just 3-second penalties. Those 5 seconds all got taken out of the equation. Mindset has a way back into it. No Pucks is technically still in it. Potty, Sean Boy, BK. All these guys that needed a safety car got it. But now Major Castleman's going to be... He's not necessarily any danger. But he's going to have one more restart to deal with. But as it sits right now, the 1-3 is still going to be enough to win the AM1 Constructors title. DRS will be active one more time this season. Red Devil with basically probably what would have been amounted to a free pit stop. He's sacrificing the points for the time being, but he's going on to the soft compound tire. Promotes No Pucks into P10. Potty's in P11. Red Devil's going to come out in P13. No, P12. He's going to come out just ahead of Sean Boy. The 4 beneficiaries, really, are both the Williams boys and both the Red Bull boys. Going to catch the back end of this. BK is going to have to try to motor here. I believe the safety car will go around one more time. I do believe. We'll see. And I hear in the background the little one is awake. Oh, I woke up the little one. My other half is going to kill me. And I mean kill me. Ugh. Comedy in the AM1 stream, ladies and gentlemen. Highlight tomorrow. Deathstorm gonna die from his other half. But anyway, Major Castleman, yeah, the safety car will come in next time around. So that'll put us with 3 laps to go, which means DRS will be active for the final lap of the Grand Prix. The final lap and the final lap only. Good grief, this will be very, very interesting. Let me get some liquid in me here to regroup for the final shootout of the season. And I just heard my other half yell, "Go to bed." So she's definitely not happy. She is definitely not happy. Potty still can get a point, yes. A little bit has to happen in front of him, but it's still possible. Everybody here could still get a point. The 14 that survived so far. Safety car should be in this lap, and it is. We will have 3 laps to go this time by. Major Castleman leading the way. Jan's P2. G-Boone, again, the story, P17 to P3. Fluffy in P4. Just Jose P5. Techie Corgi P6. Electric Blade P7. Johnny Damon P8. Mindset P9. No pucks rounding out the top 10. All 5 penalties you see on the screen are 3-second time penalties as well. And everybody is on the soft compound tire for this final dash of season 13 here at Contest of Speed. It's been a very eventful season, been a very eventful race. And Major Castleman goes right now. As G-Boone on the outside, going into turn 1, making the overtake, reasserting the Ferrari 1-2. Nice move by G-Boone, caught Jan sleeping a little bit. Now he's going to play defense here for Major Castleman, I would assume. I don't think G-Boone is going to want to pressure his teammate. We'll see. Fluffy into P4, Just Jose still P5. Those two are battling. Techie Corgi P6. Electric Blade, Johnny Damon. Cost Mindset was looking to make a move there behind Johnny Damon, but thought twice of it. Keeping the Mercedes behind for the time being. This time going through Junção, we are going to have 2 laps to go this time by. 2 laps to go in the season 13 of Contest of Speed in its entirety. We'll see what happens here. This might be an eventful 2 laps. We'll see. Major Castleman from G-Boone, P2. Ferrari 1-2 currently. G-Boone actually looking to make a move. G-Boone last to first on the penultimate lap. Major Castleman literally led 34 laps. G-Boone takes the lead lap 35. Unbelievable. Jan P3 still hanging onto the podium. Just Jose behind though. Oh my god, Fluffy and Techie Corgi battling. Oh, these two. The Mercedes staying ahead for the time being. Fluffy has no ERS left, unfortunately. But Jan and Just Jose have 3 seconds of time penalties. Fluffy right now is the favorite to get into the podium positions. G-Boone and Jan here. Well, G-Boone and Major Castleman. Sorry, not Jan. But Jan's actually not disappearing. Those are the front 3 currently. Techie Corgi, Johnny Damon, Mindset. Mindset's going to get points here. Electric Blade also looks like he's going to get points. As it sits right now, Red Devil's the favorite for the last points paying position. And am I seeing that right? Apparently, Orlando's dad came in to watch the race and sat on the TV remote and changed the channel. Oh my god. What? Oh, I am so sorry. Major Castleman on the inside of G-Boone. Heading down into the St. Lago for the last time. Major Castleman takes the lead back. On the final lap, the Ferraris are battling. Jan is literally waiting to pick the scraps on the final lap here. Brazil. Major Castleman, G-Boone. All gloves are off here. The teammate war. I did not expect to see these two battling for the lead. I expected it to be kind of a 1-2 parade affair as we head through Sector 2 into Junção for the final time. Major Castleman has the advantage, but G-Boone is going to have DRS. As Major Castleman coming up to the line now. Major Castleman from G-Boone. A Ferrari 1-2 here in Brazil. Oh my god, G-Boone at the line! G-Boone at the line! By less than a tenth of a second. Fluffy into the podium P3. Techie Corgi P4. Jan dropped all the way down to 6th. Oh my god! I don't know if... I don't know what to say to that. The final race here in Season 13 saw a last to first, and the margin of victory was less than 1/10 of a second. Absolutely bonkers. A Ferrari 1-2 capping off a season. That was insane. What a finish. But again, the highlight, the driver of the day, the driver of the season, G. Boone, the debutante, the #1 overall seed in the AM side, wins the AM1 championship. Ferrari clinches the AM1 constructors title. Then G. Boone does a last to first. Major Castleman rounds out the Ferrari 1-2 P2. Fluffy finishes his season on the podium in P3. Techie Corgi P4. Johnny Damon P5. Jan is in P6. Mindset finishes P7. Red Devil P8. Just Jose goes all the way down to 9th. Electric Blade getting a point P10. Potty P11. No Pucks in 12th. BK 13th. Sean Boyd, last of the classified finishers in P14. Losing Orlando by unfortunate circumstances. QRL Ramon and J Supreme. That was an insane finish. My personal notes, though, that was a great race. Glad to be back in the commentary booth. But as far as Season 13 goes, congratulations to all the champions, drivers, and constructors. AM3 was clinched by Nick AC and the Williams team. AM2, Electric Blade, I believe Aston Martin was the AM2 Constructors champion, if I'm not mistaken. And then tonight, G. Boone and Ferrari clinching the AM1 Constructors Championship, rounding out the completed season now of Season 13 Contest of Speed. On a personal note, to all the AM admins, the general managers, Matty Robo, BK, all the stewards, all the drivers, AM, EU, thank you for everything you do. Thanks for all the hard work. It doesn't go unnoticed, trust me. As far as looking forward to the future, we have Season 14 game release coming out. We'll have announcements on all our social media platforms. So with that being said, that is a closeout of Season 13. We will be looking forward to everybody returning for Season 14. Hopefully we get some new faces. Until then, this is Deathstorm signing out for everybody here at Contest of Speed. Have a nice break. Enjoy the Monaco Grand Prix on Sunday. Have a great holiday. And we will see you guys next time.